Welcome back, Villa Boys, to another video. And today, for you guys, all got for you is my Premier League prediction for 23-24 season. Who get relegated? Who get to top four of the Premier League? And also, who will win the league? If you want to find out my opinion, you have to find out, and you need to watch the whole video to find out that who think will win the league, in my opinion. So then, before we start the video, if you don't like one put your team in the league, just click off the video right now, because if you don't like it, click off the video. And please guys, don't be offended as well. Do not be offended. It's only my opinion. It's my opinion. So let's get into the video. So then the first team to go down 20th is Luton Town. I'm sorry, but Luton will get relegated in the 20th place. Let me tell you why. The reason why I got Luton in 20th, because they haven't really got enough players. Yes, there's some players, they did some very good players, but I can't really see them doing well in the Premier League. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to see Luton Town in the Premier League. Well done to Luton Town. Credit to them. They've done very well in the Championship. They've done good, and they got promoted as well. But when promoted to the Premier League, it's very different. It's different now. Every Luton fans want to stay up in the Premier League, but it would be very difficult as well. I believe one of the cheapest squads as well in the Premier League, and the stadium as well. Their stadium. Let's not talk about the stadium. It's very different stadium, isn't it? Very small, tight ground as well. Proper tight ground. So it'll be very difficult. Like difficult teams will go there and try to get 3 points on a Kenilworth Road. For me, I'm sorry, but Luton Town will finish 20th in the Premier League. 19th, I'll go with Bournemouth. Bournemouth to finish 19th. I think now, I don't know why, but I've got a sneaky feeling like Bournemouth are not going to do very well for me, in my opinion, because before that, they sacked Gary O'Neill. I can't believe, I was surprised they sacked him, because he done you well very last year. He kept you in the Premier League, and the owner decided, you know what, Gary O'Neill, you're not good enough, mate. Bye bye, see you later. They sack him like that. That's very disrespectful. And Bournemouth to get 19th. And don't get me wrong, there's some good players. They got like a Spanish manager, I believe. I can't remember what his name is, but they got a Spanish manager in there for me for Bournemouth. They will struggle if I must, because it's second season syndrome in my opinion. So I'm gonna put Bournemouth in 19th. 18th, Sheffield United. Sheffield United. That's the last team for me will go down as well. Sheffield United. The reason I'll go with Sheffield United, because yes, they got experience. Yes, they got Premier League experience, because the last time they're in the Premier League, that was absolutely dreadful. Very shocking in the Prem. Very shocking. They finished last. Could see a lot of goals. They did really sign a lot of players as well. And similar to Sheffield United, yes, they signed like a new centre back for America, Austin Trusty. And also, I was very surprised they saw one of the best striker in the Championship, in my opinion, Emre Ndai. He's gone now to Marseille. I don't know how Sheffield United going to cope without him. I don't think Sheffield United will not do enough to stay in the Premier League. And they can't really rely on Oli McBurney as well. They can't really rely on him. So for me, Sheffield United will finish 18th. Now, 17th, Wolverhampton Wanderers. I'll go with Wolves to finish just outside of the relegation. Wolves. The reason I'll go with Wolves. Now, Wolves, they're going to struggle. Even last season, I believe they're one of the lowest scorers in the Premier League, one of the lowest scorers. They're still one of the best. They're so while Jimenez, he's gone to Fulham. We'll talk about Fulham in a bit. Also, they got striking there, Mateus Cunha, so for Atletico Madrid. And I think Wolves gonna struggle. I know they've been talking like Locate could leave Wolves as well. They've been talking about it a lot. And Sola, one of the best midfielders in my opinion. He could be one of the good on the days. Ruben Neves, he's gone now to Saudi Arabia. Do believe Wolves gonna struggle. They will struggle in the Prem. They will could see a lot of goals. But for me, I think they will do enough to stay up in the Prem. They will do enough to stay up. So 17th, I'll go with Wolves. 16th, it might surprise you guys. It might surprise, but for me, Crystal Palace. I'll go on 16th, Crystal Palace to go to 16th. Let me tell you why I'll put Crystal Palace in 16th in the Premier League. Yes, they lost Zaha. They saw Zaha. He's gone now because Crystal Palace. The BR not disrespect to Crystal Palace, right? Not disrespect, but they're like a one-man team. With Zaha, they can be very, very good on the day. They can be very, very good on the day. Like they can be anyone on the day. But without Zaha, they are a very different team. Like they lose a lot a game. And the striker now, this is going to be interesting now. We have Zaha for the first time this season now. How Palace going to do? I think they will struggle. They will be struggling there because there are also been talk like Marco Olise as well, Eze, striker, how to step up now. Is Mateta and Austin Edouard going to be the answer for them to to stay up in the Premier League, keep them firing a lot of goals, and also Roy Hodgson as well. The manager, he got a lot experience in there with the squad and the players, and they've been told like Marco Olise could leave as well. If Marco Olise leave for Crystal Palace, in my opinion, they are in big, deep trouble as well. In my opinion, they're in deep trouble if they sell Marco Olise because there are rumors that he could leave as well for Crystal Palace. So 16th, I'll go with Crystal Palace. 15th, Everton. The reason I'll go with Everton 15 because like Everton are just one of the weird team are they Everton. Like they're always like last 2 seasons. Every Everton fan will agree with me. They've been absolutely terrible, absolutely awful. Last season they survived. Like before that they survived as well. And now it's a new football. They lost Anthony Gordon. They got new players. Ahmed Danjuma. Last season, he meant to go to Everton, but he decided to go to Tottenham instead of Everton now. Now he back at Everton. Now he play for Everton full time now. Now this could be interesting for Everton now. Now the Son Dyche is a full-time manager now. This is his first full season for Everton. How Everton gonna do in the Premier League? For me, 15th. They'll do a bit better, but I can't really see Everton improve a lot. They will carry on struggle in the Premier League because they have DCL Dominic Calvin Lewin. For me, he's not really gonna put you like 10 to 15 goals to get you 15th or push you in the top 10. I can't see DCL doing it or Neil Morpay. Both strikers, not disrespect to strikers, but they're both very, very awful strikers. I don't think that this lot will not put you a lot of goals. It'll be a very scrappy game, like 1-0. Sean Dutch football. He knows how he wants to play football. He knows what he wants to play football. And Everton will finish 15th. 14th, I'm gonna go with Fulham. Now Fulham to get 14th, in my opinion, because let me admit, I was very, very wrong about Fulham. Last year, I thought Fulham will go down in Prem. I thought they will go down, they will struggle, but to be fair to Fulham, they survived, they proved me wrong. Now, this season, I think Fulham will do okay. They'll do okay, but not in the top half. I think 14th will do okay for them because, they lost Mitrovic because I don't think Alexander Mitrovic don't want to play for Fulham no more. He said like he refused to play for Fulham. He wants to move now. He wants to go to Saudi Arabia to play football. Also, they will play some Raul Jimenez as well. So they got the new striker Raul Jimenez, Calvin Bassey, to set the ship for Fulham. Often Fulham made a couple good signings in there. And Palinia as well, Marcus Silva, one of the good managers on in days as well. But 14th for Fulham, respectfully, in my opinion. So 14th, I'll go with Fulham. 13th, I'll go with Forest. Now, Forest for me, like last season, they signed a lot of players as well last season. And to be fair to Forest, they kept them up. They finished 16th on the table last season, and they signed a lot of players, and they got really, really good players on their hands. Morgan Gibbs White, Brendan Johnson. They really got good players on their hands. And for me, and this season, I think Forest will do very, very well now. Look at the players they got. Gibbs White, Brennan Johnson, if he stays, because they've been linked that he could move to Tottenham Hotspurs, and their manager is Steve Cooper. Look, and credit to the owner, credit to him because they decided to keep with Steve Cooper because a lot of manager will get sacked because Forest is a big, big, big club as well. They won European Championship as well. They won the big cup as well. I think Forest will do very, very well. Even last season, one thing I would say to Forest is they need to prove their away form is absolutely awful. Very, very shocking. The only one win away for last season at that team was Southampton in early January. 1-0 win over Southampton. But for me, if Forest do win couple games away, couple home games win as well. For me, they will stay up in the Premier League. So 12 are gonna go with Brentford. Brentford to get 12. Yes, I'm gonna put Brentford in 12 because obviously one thing we had to talk about for them is Ivan Tony is suspended until January. I don't know how Brentford are going to do without Tony because last season one of the best players in Premier League. He scored a lot of goals, and this is going to be very, very bit difficult for Brentford. You must say because they will start the first half of the season without Ivan Tony because obviously he's banned for all the betting. He's guilty of betting, and Brentford players have to step up now. Who's gonna step up for Brentford without Ivan Tony? Without him, so it's gonna be like Bruno Bembo, one of the best players on the day, and Bembo, good player. Kevin Sade, Michael Damsgaard as well, Johan Visser. These lot have to step up in the Prem. They have to step up now. They need to step up without Ivan Tony. They have to score a lot of goals without him. I think this could be interesting how Brentford gonna do without Ivan Tony first off, and their manager is Thomas Frank. And for me, I do love Thomas Frank. Good manager. He can play good football. He like defense as well. Very, very good manager. He knows how to get results as well. And they did do the double over City as well last season. A lot of people forget about that as well. They did the double over City as well. Even the last three games as well. One there was a 1-0 win against City in the community stadium. And the second season, when Tony come back, this could be interesting how Tony gonna do when he come back for suspension as well. this could be very interesting. For me, I think Tony will bag goals as well. He will bag a couple goals for Brentford, to stay for me. 12, I'll go with Brentford. 11th, West Ham United. I'll go with West Ham to get 11th. Now let's talk about West Ham. Let's talk about the last season of West Ham. Look at the last season. Yes, they won the Conference League. Yes, fair play to West Ham. They won the European. They won the Conference League. Before that, a lot of people forget about West Ham season last season. That was absolutely terrible. Very, very shocking. Lots of fans calling for David Moyes to go. Over one point that David Moyes will get to sack. They will sack David Moyes, but to be fair to them, they stick with David Moyes, and look what happened. They won the Conference League, and this season they lose one of the best player for them for a very long time, Declan Rice. He's gone to Arsenal for £105 million, world record for British signings. I think Declan Rice for them it's gonna be a big miss for them, big miss for West Ham. And Scamacca as well, they lose another striker. He's gone out to Atlanta after the striker don't play for West Ham no more. And didn't really work out for him, to be honest. I think West Ham will finish 11th. I think they'll be tired. Europa League as well. They're going to play Europa League. Don't give me one on the day. That could be a very difficult team to break down. They have like Jared Bowen, Luca Paqueta, Sarah Brand as well. And there for me, one of the very tricky wingers as well. I don't think West Ham are not going to do quite very well. And also, the only that one player named Edson Alvarez, the Mexican midfielder, and also there have been talks like they've been told that they want to get Scott McTominay and Harry Maguire to the club as well. If West Ham got them two in the club, I think they'll do okay. I think they'll do all right in the Prem. For me, 11. West Ham will miss out on the top 10 finish. Now let's talk about the top 10 now. 10th, I'm going to go with, it might surprise you lot, for me, it's Burnley. Burnley will get into 10th. Now let's talk about Burnley now. Last season in Championship, they destroyed Championship. For me, I watched Championship last season. I watched Burnley in their Championship. For me, one of the best team in the Championship. They destroyed the Championship. And when Alshon Dyche, the manager, Vincent Kompany, new manager for Burnley, his first time managed Burnley in the Premier League. For me, look at the players they got now. Manuel Benson, one of the tricky wingers as well. They got a good striker, good midfielders. And Burnley going to be a tricky team to break down. Lots of people don't really like Burnley. For me, I think Burnley will do okay. They get to 10th, Vincent Kompany. And this time, it's different Burnley. It's different Burnley. It's not just like boring football, Brexit football, it'll be long ball, head over. No, it's different Burnley now. They're tricky, they'll do a lot of scoring, and Vincent Kompany will a lot to get Burnley to get attacking football in for them. I think Burnley will surprise a lot a team as well. They will surprise a lot a team. They sound like the goalkeeper, James Trafford, for me, one a good signing. That's a good sign from Burnley after he done absolutely fantastic in England on Euros 20 under 21. Also, he done very well for me. For me, Burnley will get into the top 10. Number 9, I'll go with Brighton. Brighton to get 9th. Now, Brighton will get into 9th. Let's talk about last season for Brighton. Hats off to Brighton, because Brighton are doing absolutely fantastic last season. Getting to 6th, getting to play Europa League football this year as well. And they've done a lot of good things. Sacking Graham Potter, to be fair to Tony Broom, he got De Zerbi in, let get De Zerbi, and De Zerbi, done absolutely fantastic for them. All for Brighton going to struggle when they sack Graham Potter. What they're doing when they sack Graham Potter, let him go to Chelsea. And he didn't do very well in Chelsea so for Graham Potter, but De Zerbi done a good job for them. And he stayed them up, finished them with 6, got them in the Europa League football. I believe for the first time in their history, I can't always see Brighton play Europa League football. This is interesting how they're gonna do when they play Europa League football. So I think they will give 9th because I can't really see Brighton really do too much, and the wingers as well. Yes, they got like Motoma. They got Motoma, very tricky winger, very tough defend with. Motoma, João Pedro, Mohamed Dawood. Also, they got James Milner, very experienced player as well. Also, they lost Alexis McAllister. He gone to Liverpool, and also luckily they will luckily lose Moise Caicedo because I can't see Caicedo play for Brighton again. He want to move. He want to leave Brighton. So for me, I think Brighton will let Caicedo go, and I believe Brighton will finish 9th in the Premier League. Now, 8th, I'm gonna go with Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham will get 8th in the Premier League. Now, the reason I'm going with Tottenham to get 8th because they beat a threat to Tottenham last season. That was absolutely shocking. One the worst defending team last season. Conceded a lot of goals. I believe they conceded like 68 or 67, something like that. I believe, don't get me wrong, Tottenham have some good players. You know, the sound like James Madison as well, making Van de Veen, one good defender as well from Wolfsburg. I'll come to see him how we're going to do in the Premier League. For me, the problem is if they're defending and their midfield. Tottenham defending are too weak. And that's the problem why they defend outside the European places. And that's why they concede a lot of goals. They concede a lot of goals as well. Especially when you got like Dawson Sanchez, Eric Dyer, Christian Romero. Sometimes can be very rash on the day. And you know, they try get a winner manager, they try get Antonio Conte in the club. It did not work out for him. Like they're too selfish like Conte. They go with Conte. I know they got a new era for Tottenham, and the man is Ange as well, Postecoglou. I think that I pronounce it Ange. I think he will stay this ship for Tottenham. I think they will mess up in European again. If Tottenham go for if I Harry Kane, as a player, let's talk about Harry Kane as well. Harry Kane had been linked away for Bayern Munich. Like there's a couple of rumors that he can leave Tottenham. For me, in my opinion, I can't see Harry Kane leaving Spurs. I cannot see it really happening. I can't really see it because he wants to stay for Tottenham. In my opinion, he will stay at Tottenham. If I Harry Kane, I'll move out Tottenham. I'll leave Tottenham now to win a trophy because now the guy is 30 years old and he haven't won a trophy yet. Yeah, some say ID count, but I don't think it doesn't count. It doesn't count. If Harry Kane now, do I stay for Tottenham to be a top scorer for them, a top Premier scorer for history, or I can move to another club to win trophies now for my career, as well to win trophy. And this is interesting for Tottenham. Would they sell Harry Kane because if he not gonna sign a new contract, I believe if Tottenham finish out in the don't get European places, I can see Harry Kane will definitely, in my opinion, will leave Tottenham Hotspurs for me. Now, 7th is my club, Aston Villa. I will put my team in 7th. Here, let me tell you why. Don't get me wrong, we got a manager, Unai Emery, will do very well. He'll do very good team as well. Like we signed a good gem, good players, Musa Diaby, Yori Telemans, Paul Torres, and we done good. We're gonna do very well. We're gonna surprise a lot of goods as well. Also, we're in Conference League as well. We're gonna be in the Conference League. And last season as well, we didn't really start very well on Gerrard. I hate to talk about him, but we have to. We have to talk about the last season. Steven Gerrard is an awful manager. Look, we didn't start very well under him. We didn't start. We lost 2-0 to Bournemouth. The Fulham 3-0. We didn't start very well. When Emery come in, when he come in for us, when Emery come in, he changed the one. The guy just switch around, he changed it, and we play a good football. We play good football. We want to play more football. We pass the ball very well, and we're on form as well. We're on form for last season, and the players we got now, a lot of people can play for Emery as well. We got Paul Torres, Enzo Konza, Tyrone Mings as well. Also, we do have Diego Carlos back in the as well. We have Diego Carlos because last season the guy was very injured as well. A lot of Villa fans and people forget about it as well because second game against Everton, he was injured as well for 6 months. That's very tough. For me, Emery will surprise people are coming to see how Diaby going to do very well. This can be interesting as well for me as well. How we going to be the team as well. And of course, see Emery. Emery going to manage the players as well for me. I can't wait to see Aston Villa going to do very well. And also, we're going to win the Conference League. Mark my word, Villa will win Conference League. Now, let's talk about the top six. Number 6, I'm going to go with Newcastle United. 6, Newcastle United. Now, Newcastle for me, I think I can't see them doing well like last season. Don't get me wrong, they will do very good, they will do very well, but not quite very well like last season for me. Like I thought last season they've done absolutely brilliant. They're in Champions League as well for 20 years. And the players that got now, they sound like Harvey Barnes, Sandro Tonali, Timo Livramento. Well, that's a good sign for Newcastle. And the players that got on hands now, they got like Kim Trippier, John Litton, Bruno Guimaraes, and also they saw like Alan Sick Maximan, one of the best players for me, but it didn't really work out for St. Maximin. Only day he can be one of the best players, but for me, he's very too injury prone, and he left for them to go with Newcastle. He left Newcastle to go to Saudi Arabia, and for me, Newcastle, Eddie Howe. I love to dog give Eddie Howe credit, but for me, I'll give him credit. I'll give him flowers. He's done very well. Got Newcastle back to Champions League for 20 years. That's a very long time ago. 20 years, back to the Premier League, back to Champions League. I can't see Newcastle, how they're going to do well in the Champions League. I can't really see how they're going to do well in Champions League. And when they're playing Champions League and the Premier League, it's going to be very difficult. I can't really see Newcastle going to do very well like last season. For me, in 6 places, I'm going to go with Newcastle United again. And now let's talk about the top 5. Number 5, 5th. Who gonna miss out to get in Champions League football is Chelsea. I'm gonna put Chelsea in 5th. Now let's talk about Chelsea. Now, like we're on a last season, they didn't do very well. That was absolutely dreadful, absolutely shocking for me. The son of good players, but they didn't do very well. They finished 12. Even like Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Joao Felix, Macaulay Mudryk for £89 million, and it did not work out. It went wrong for Chelsea. They finished 12, conceded so many goals, losing lots of games, changing 3 different managers, Todd Bowley need to do something now. They sacked Frank Lampard, Graham Potter, even like Thomas Tuchel. Very surprisingly, they sacked him like last season. Now they got a Pochettino, Mauricio Pochettino. Now, for me, I think Poch gonna do okay. I think Poch will do very well. I think he'll push Chelsea. He will do very well. He will steady to ship, and he will prove Chelsea a lot. He will prove Chelsea a lot now. They sound like Nicholas Jackson, in Kuku as well for RB Leipzig, but Vev suffering is injured, and the sound like his new centre back, Axel as well. Axel because Wesley Fofana is injured. Thiago Silva, he's a winner as well, a winner. And this is interesting how Trump's going to do very well. For me, he said his ship. Sterling will back a lot ago. Modric, Jackson as well. Chelsea need to do very well. They have to be very good as well. This could be a big. There could be a lot of pressure for Pochettino. Chelsea going to be a lot of pressure, because last season they did very well. That was very, very dreadful. This could be interesting how Chelsea going to do in that situation when they're like 1-0 down or something. Or you going to just give up, or they can keep fighting. Because last season Chelsea, if you put last season Chelsea, I can see them gonna struggle again. They will struggle again like last season. Now this can be very different now. I think Poch will improve Chelsea. I think they'll finish fifth. He will improve Chelsea, but for me, there's something a bit missing. I think they will just gonna miss out on top four. So fifth, I'll go with Chelsea. Now let's talk about the top four now. The top four. Now four, I'm gonna go with Manchester United. United will get into the top four, then finish fourth now. Now for me, United now, for me they signed a couple of good players, couple of questionable players as well. Like they paid like 55 millions for Mason Mount in the Premier League. Mason Mount offered what a signing for Manchester United as well. Also, they paid a big money as well for Andre Onana for Inter Milan, and Thomas Højlund as well from Denmark for Atlanta. They signed him as well. And this is interesting. How are you not gonna do for this season now? How ETH gonna do in this situation? Because last season for United, they didn't start very well. Like they didn't really start. They lost to Brighton opening day. They lost to Brighton 2-1. The 2-1, battered by Brentford to 4-0. And Everton Hag, you got to give credit for Everton Hag as well. Like last season, the Ronaldo situation, like Ronaldo and the manager, they fell out, and Ronaldo decided to leave, go to Saudi Arabia. And the big fair to Everton Hag, he put his discipline in and kept focused, and United they finished the top four, and they're playing Champions League football. And this could be interesting now for United. Often United will do very well. They'll do a lot of goals as well. And for still United, if United want to get top four, they will get top four, but they have to sell quite a bit players for me. Like I don't know why they still got Fred, McTominay, Harry Maguire. I'm still surprised that United still got these lot in a club. Ivan Martial. But other note is like the players, like Marcus Rashford. Last season, Marcus Rashford, one of the best players for me. I watch him, and he's destroyed the league. He's got a lot of goals as well. This could be interesting how Rashford gonna do in the Premier League. Anthony as well. Anthony needs to step up. Rashford needs to step up even more now. The pressure going to be on United players now, even when they lose games. Also, Ten Hag going to be enough manager again to top four. And basically one of the world class midfielders as well. Casemiro, the midfielder as well. And for me, I love Casemiro, best player in the midfield as well. United, for me, we're getting the top four. Now, third, are gonna put Liverpool, Liverpool Football Club in third. I think Liverpool will improve now. Last season, a lot of Liverpool fans they're not happy because they're missing the top four. They're not playing Champions League. Instead, they will play in the Europa League football. Now Liverpool now, I know the fans not going to be happy. They want to get the back in the top four, and look the Liverpool players the Sun as well. And yes, the Sun players, but for me, they're not really happy with FSG, Liverpool owners. They ain't really signing a lot of players that were Liverpool fans are getting a bit frustrated because look they tried to sign Romeo Lavia, like Hamilton they tried to sign him, but Southampton to keep rejecting. They want really more money for him if Liverpool want to get Lavia. Though Southampton refuse to let him go. They want more money for Lavia and the players the players that signed as well. Let's not forget like Alexis McAllister. That's a good signing for me. This is how you're gonna cope with the Premier League. McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai as well. They signed good one or two good midfielders as well to replace Hendo. Jordan Henderson, he's just gone. He left as well, go to Saudi Arabia. And this could be interesting. And Frederick van Dijk as well. He's a captain now for Liverpool. A very captain now. This could be interesting how Liverpool are gonna do without Jordan Henderson and Virgil van Dijk. It could be pressure on Liverpool, pressure on the manager Jurgen Klopp, and they need to get back as well. They have to win a trophy as well, even Europa League. Just win the Europa League, or get back into the top four finish, or just complete for the title as well. So third, I'll go with Liverpool. Second, to finish second now, I think I'm gonna go with Arsenal. Arsenal will finish second in the Premier League. I'm gonna go with Arsenal. Now let's talk about the last season. For me, I have to give credit to Mikel Arteta. Credit to Mikel Arteta because Arsenal they were flying. Their start was absolutely a joke. Beating Palace 2-1, beating Manchester United, beating Liverpool at home, and they have won. I think they won like 9-1. Their first defeat was Manchester United away to Old Trafford now, and Arsenal were very strong, and nobody don't want to play Arsenal like last season. And the players as well. Credit Mikel Arteta and the players they have as well. Look at the players as well they got last season. Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, and the Shaq as well. And this is going to be different now for Arsenal now. I tell Arsenal fans, cannot tell me now that Arteta have fully been back now. He been back. Arteta, Edu gave Arteta money as well to back him. And look at the players they got now. Now they got like Bukayo Saka. They got Saka. Yorin Timber. They got Timber. Saliba, one of the best defenders for last season. They got Saliba. Gabriel. And the one player we had to talk about is one of good signing in Declan Rice. What a signing by Arsenal. What a good signing. What a signing. £105. And Rice for me, I think he'll do very well. He won the cup last year with the West Ham. Now there's gonna be a lot of pressure for him, the manager, and the team as well. Now Arsenal have to win a trophy. They need to win a trophy now. They have to win a trophy. If they don't win a trophy, for me, if I'm Arsenal fan, if they don't win a trophy, I'll be very disappointed as an Arsenal fan because now I'll tell you, you got back now. Also, you got Kai Havertz as well. Very interesting signing. I don't know how Kai gonna do. I don't know what position Kai gonna play as well. Is it gonna be a winger? Is it gonna be a striker to replace Gary Jesus because as more Jesus is gonna be injured and all the guys as well. and Arsenal got so many options as well. Also, they're going to play Champions League football since 6 years in 27 on the Wenger era as well. And for me, in the second place, I think I'm going to go with Arsenal. And guys, the champions of the Premier League again, you guessed it, Manchester City will win a league. For me, is I can't see no one other team catching up with with Manchester City. Look at their squad as well. Last season, everyone know what they did last season. For me, I had to give credit to Pep Guardiola. Pep, I think, one of the best manager I've ever seen in football. Look, he done with the treble. He won FA Cup. He done the FA Cup. He won the Champions League, and he done the Premier League as well. They're champions of all three competitions. Do you know how tough that is? Do you know how hard that is as well? All three competition is very difficult as well. For me, City will win the league as well. And look at the players as well. The players as well. Last season, Haaland machine destroyed the Premier League last season. Jack Grealish, Gundogan, he's gone now. He left. Mahrez, Kevin De Bruyne as well. I can name all Manchester City players as well. Every man, every team will allow to get every Man City player. Even Julian Alvarez as well. I think he's gonna be a very good player as well. And for me, the pressure will be on City as well. The pressure going to be on City because for that, I'm quite a little bit worried about Man City as well at the same time because they lose like Mahrez, he's gone. Mahrez, Groningen, they're not here no more. These lot are gone now. They have to replace midfield now. They have to replace Jovan Gabriel, the defender from Croatia for Leipzig as well. I don't really want the Bundesliga, but apparently he's one of the best players in there. And I can't see how they're going to do in the Premier League for Man City. And, they got like John Stones, Nathan Ake, Laporte, Ruben Diaz as well. And Manuel Kanji as well. And, City got so many options coming out the bench. Phil Foden, Alvarez, Mateo Kovacic as well, and Jack Grealish, Calvin Phillips as well. And you can see this bench as well. Their bench are absolutely so scary. It's proper scary as well. And for me, if Pep done a four last year, if he win like Carabao Cup, Premier League, FA Cup, and the Champions League as well, hat off, one of the best manager that he done before. Last season done travel. I think City will win a Premier League again. The champions for 23-24 season is going to be Man City. What, and that being the end of the video. Make sure you give the like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Villa Boys. I see you next time after Villa. And yes guys, I'll come and see Premier League football back on Friday. And yep, goodbye.